my kitchen. Today we're going to make some chocolate hedgehog. It's a biscuit base with nuts, coconut and a butter mixture with cocoa, sugar and some beaten egg, and it is then topped off with chocolate. Now, has everybody got a recipe?
We do.
And along with the recipe there is also a customer presentation feedback form. If you could be so kind as to fill that out at the end of the presentation, that would be really valuable.
Words required.
Okay.
Okay, let's get started. To start with, you will need some crushed plain biscuits, some chopped nuts and some coconut. For the butter mixture you will need butter, sugar and cocoa and a beaten egg. Some of the utensils you will need will be a foiled tray. That one's 23 by 33 centimetres I think. Microwave jug for your melting of your chocolate, tin foil, measuring cups, spatula, knife to cut the slice with, another spatula, wooden spoon, metal spoon and a fork to beat your egg with, a scraper, a tablespoon measure for your coconut and your cocoa, and a glass of warm water to help you spread it. Okay, now you put your biscuits and your nuts and your coconut into a bowl. Give it a bit of a stir to mix it through. And set it aside. Now, I've done this pre-made, but you put your butter, your cocoa and your sugar into a saucepan and then you put it on the stove at a low heat to melt. This is where we get the Benny Hill. Now you let it melt on the stove for until all the butter's melted, and then let it sit there simmering very low for about 2 minutes, and then you take it off and you need to let it cool, because when you add the egg you don't want eggy lumps in it. So I'm just stirring it to cool it down a bit, and you'll hopefully end up with a really nice velvety mixture. On a side note, my mum was the one that actually gave me this recipe. She used to do it for me and my brother when we were children, and I hope you really enjoy how it turns out. Okay, let's add the egg. Pour it in a little bit at a time and make sure that you mix it really well after each addition so that you don't get those eggy lumps I was talking about. finished putting in the egg into the mixture, scrape off your spoon, get everything, all that lovely goodness, and scrape it all in to your bowl. And then we mix it. I'm using my Kenwood mixer because it makes it easier, but you can do it just as easily with a wooden spoon and a normal bowl. You grab your tray, I'm having trouble with my words, and you, use your scraper to scrape out all of the biscuit mixture onto your tray. And you just separate it out to try and get it a bit even, and then you take your spoon, dip it in the hot water and start to press it down and make it really even all across the board of the tray. Now if you don't have a tray this size, doesn't matter. If you have it smaller, it'll just make the Hedgehog a bit thicker, which means it'll take just that little bit longer to set. And if you've got a bigger tray, it'll make it a bit thinner. If you've got a bigger tray, I can suggest that maybe you make a double batch to make up the thickness. Oops. And there we go. Now for the topping, we have Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate, which I've already put into pieces, and I'm just going to tip into the jug. My microwave, it will be melted in about a minute. Test your microwave, you don't want it to burn. Sometimes you've got to do it in 10-20 second bursts.
Mom, what else could you use for topping?
Well, you could use any kind of chocolate, or when my mother first gave this to me, she actually used icing instead of chocolate, but I prefer chocolate. Put a bit of coconut on top if you wanted to. Anything. It's a slice that you can very easily change to your own tastes.
And, like, what else could you put in the Hedgehog?
Pumpkin seeds. I've got hazelnuts, walnuts and almond slivers. You could put any other kind of nut in there. Possibly sultanas or raisins, or even some dried fruit. We have our chocolate. And I'll do some all nice and mixed. So now we just pour it all over the slice. This is where the other spatula comes in. Getting all of the chocolate out of the jug. I've got 250 grams in the recipe. If you like more, you can use more. And then we just slowly spread it all out. Cover the whole top. There we go. If you like melted chocolate with the spatula. Now, I like to put a cover of another piece of tin foil over the top of it to stop anything that may be in the fridge from dripping on it, because you can't always put it on your top shelf. So here we go. This is one I did earlier. You just lift it out of the tray in the tin foil, take the tin foil off, putting it on your chopping board, grabbing a knife. My knife's rather large, but you know. And what I do is then cut it in half, and half again, and half again, to get a piece about the size that I would like to serve. So I'll just do the same process on this side. And there you have your piece of hedgehog. Now, while you're sampling this one that I've already made, feel free to have some refreshments that are being served and sampling the hedgehog. And thank you very much for coming to my demonstration. Enjoy. Thank you.
iPads down if you want Hedgehog.
Was that really that difficult and horrible?
Yes, it was absolutely life-draining. It was excruciating.
And the cameraman gets 2 pieces.
Oh, score for the camera guy!